Good morning everyone and welcome to Explore Storytime, and today we're reading from David Walliams' The Midnight Gang, chapter 44, which is called Home. Now you may hear some noises in the background. I'm in the kitchen and there's some budgies, and sometimes when I speak they like to sing along and talk along, so they may be very noisy, but you'll have to excuse that. Okay, chapter 44, Home. Shh, came a voice out of the gloom. A match was struck and an unmistakable outline of the porter's face was lit up in a burst of light. Tom breathed a sigh of relief as seeing it was his friend. The porter lit a candle and the room flickered into view. "What are we doing down here?" demanded the boy. "This is where I live," slurred the man. "It's my home." "But I thought you were sacked." "I was, but I had nowhere else to go. Now what are you doing down here?" "I'm hiding," replied the boy. "From who?" "From my headmaster, matron, an army of nurses, everyone really. My headmaster came back to take me back to my boarding school, but I don't want to go." "Well, you can't stay down here forever," said the porter. "No," replied the boy. He had run away without a plan and was beginning to realize he was in deeper trouble for fleeing than he had been before. "So this is really your home?" "Yes, Mr. Thomas, sir," replied the porter. "Look." The man moved the candles around the room so the boy could see. "I have everything I need right here." The porter indicated a filthy-looking mattress lying on the floor in the corner. "My bed. There is the cooker, and it was a tiny gas stove with a stack of tinned food next to it. Wardrobe." The porter pointed to a large cardboard box that had some crumpled clothes hanging in it. "But why haven't you got a proper home?" said the boy. The man sighed deeply. "The hospital is my home. I've been here ever since I was a baby. Back then, the doctors tried operation upon operation on me. What for? To try and make me look presentable. Because none of them worked, I was a patient here for years and years. Then when I was getting too old for the children's ward, a job came up in the hospital, and I took it. Just a simple job, moving things and people around. I was 16 then, and I've been here ever since." "But if you had a job then, why didn't you find a place to live?" "I tried. The council tried to help me find a tiny one-bedroom flat in a block not far from here. But the problem is that sometimes folk look at me and think I'm frightening. I can't get any peace there. Locals would paint horrible words about me on my front door, put nasty letters through my postbox telling me to go. They said I was frightening to children. I was shouted at, spat on, had a vicious dog set on me. One night when I was asleep, a brick smashed through my window. I came back here and hid. Nobody ever knew I was living down here. This is my home." Tom's eyes glistened with tears. He felt sad, but guilty too. Just like so many other people, Tom had thought the worst of the porter, just the way he looked. The boy stared around at the porter's damp, dank room. It wasn't much, but it was a home. It was more than Tom had. With his parents living abroad and him being bundled off to a boarding school, the boy never had anywhere he could call home. "It's not the Ritz Hotel, I know, but at least it's convenient for work," the man chuckled to himself. "But now I've lost my job and I don't know where to go. If I had a home, I'd invite you to stay." "That's very kind of you. But I am sad to say that I don't. They say home is where the heart is. Where is your heart, Tom?" The boy thought for a moment before replying. "I suppose with the children on the ward, and with Sally the most. Poor little lamb. She'll never get to have her dream come true." "No. What about your mum and dad?" "What about them? Is your heart not with them?" No, replied the boy quickly. They don't care about me. I'm sure they both love you very much. I'm sure they don't. They never call, they never write, I hardly ever see them. I'm sure they're thinking of you. Tom said nothing. Look at the two of us, remarked the porter. A couple of lost souls, aren't we? I'm sorry that you lost your job here at the hospital, said Tom. All of us on the children's ward are sorry, in fact. We had an argument who was the most sorriest. Did you now? Well, don't you worry yourselves about little old me. I knew it was a risk I was taking helping the Midnight Gang, and it was worth getting sacked for. Are you sure? Yes, I'll do it again, just to see the smiles on all your children's faces over the years. But can't we just try and beg Stillers to give you back your... Before the boy could say another word, the porter whispered, shh. The man pointed to the door. Tom listened. There were footsteps outside and the sound of metal doors being rattled. It must be a search party. They found me. Is there a way out? No. Oh no. We'll have to hide. Where? You conceal yourself in the cupboard and I'll hide under the bed. Tom climbed into the cardboard box while the porter pulled the mattress over himself. The candle, hissed Tom. The porter blew it out just as the large metal door swung open. Clunk. The torchlight shone inside, quickly moving in around the room. Tom dared not breathe as Matron, as the headmaster, stepped aside and an army of angry-looking nurses behind him. Come out, wherever you are, hissed Matron. Well, that's the end of that chapter. So tomorrow we'll be doing chapter 45, which is called A One-Winged Pigeon. Funny we're talking about pigeons, but as I was reading there, I don't know if you noticed, a few of my budgies were flying around because we let them out so they can have some freedom and fly around. So, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a really good Easter. Bye-bye.